Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Last video I talked about the basic of linked list, and with this video I'm gonna continue on with that, but since there are multiple parts about like linked list that I can talk about, I'm gonna try to make a lot shorter videos, but with like more videos but shorter basically. And the one we're gonna talk about first is deleting a node in a linked list. And there are different types of like deletion basically when it comes to like doing we can do like delete a node by value, or delete a node at a specific position, delete the first or the last node, or just basically delete the entire linked list, right? But the one I'm gonna teach you guys, or I'm gonna like explain to you guys, is basically delete by value. And I have the code here already, but I'm gonna explain it, and then afterward I'll try to showcase it through the program basically. All right, so what we have here is we're gonna have the name, which is delete by value, and then we put in a value that we want to delete basically. With the first one, it's if head is equal to null. This is like a base case, meaning that if the list is empty, then there's nothing to delete basically. All you have to do is just return it. So if head is equal to null, there's nothing you can do, nothing to delete, and all it returns is just nothing. Next part is if head contains the value to be deleted, right? So meaning it's the very first one basically. So I'll draw it out first, and we're gonna have a head pointing here. So let's have a value of 10, 20, 30. And this points to null, or I'm gonna write null, but it can just point at nothing basically. So this part is it's one of the case. It's if the value we're looking for is exactly the first one. When that happens, so let's say that in the program, when I want to delete a value, delete by value, and that is 10. So we're gonna scan through. Oh look, 10 is the first one. What do we do next? What should we do? We're gonna move the head to head.next. So head.next would be 20 here. So head will move all the way over here, and head will be removed from here. And when that happens, and then after that, all you have to do is just return it. Now, it's not really deleting this. This isn't really deleted, but it's kind of like it's no longer connected to the linked list, because the head is where you start. This is the starting point. Okay, starting point basically. When you start here and it has an arrow, you follow through the arrow, meaning you can no longer have any access towards the 10, the value 10. That means the 10 is there, you just kind of have to imagine it's not being there, no longer there. It has you can't connect yourself to it anymore. All right? And that's basically it. Like that. Just pretend it's no longer there. So that's one of the case, in case the first one, which is the head, is the value that you're looking for to delete. Now, if it isn't, then we'll write another part, which is we'll first create a temporarily node. So that will become head right here. So head and temp are the same right now. The head stays there because it's the starting point, but we created temporarily there to help us guide through the linked list, basically. So while temp.next is not null, which is true. This is true because temp, the next value is not null yet. And temp.next data is not what we're looking for. Okay, so let's say we're looking for the value 30. If that's the case, then temp.next, this part, so the first part is true, second part is also true because the next data is not 30, it's 20. So what's going to happen is we move this temp to temp.next. So we move this temp over here to the next one right here. Keep in mind the head stays at the beginning because that's where the starting point is. Temp is just helping us guide. Now, let's see. So while temp.next is not equal to null, it is still not equal to null. But this time, temp.next data is equal to what we're looking for, the value that we're looking for, which is 30. Right here. So that means that this while loop is now basically false. So you no longer look at this. This is false now. Okay. Now that once that is false, basically, so we write another if statement, which is if temp.next is not equal to null, which, I mean, it was already true. It's already true here, but it was on the while statement, right? It was to help us to continue moving on. So if temp.next is not null, then temp.next equals temp.next next. Okay? So what's going to happen is you sort of like have this temp.next, which is this next, point at whichever one is afterward, which right now it would be pointing at null. So temp.next would equal to temp.next next. You basically, this is the next, this is next. So next. Now when that happens, this arrow no longer exists. And that means there's like it's sort of like disconnected. This 30 is now disconnected, no longer there. And yes, you can point the next to the null because it's similar like this right here. This pointer. It's also pointing at null. So this can point at null as well. So I think that's, yeah. So if value is found, then it's not really removing it. Again, this 30 is here, but there's no connection to the 30. So it's kind of like not being there, you know? And worst case scenario, which is O of n, meaning that, like, for example, this would be worst case scenario because I went and found out that the very last value is what we're looking for to remove. Or another case, it's like there is no value, basically. Like as you continue and you couldn't find the value that you're looking for, so nothing is removed, basically. That's why there's any like code for like what if you don't find the value, you know, because if you don't find it, there's nothing to remove, basically. So but yeah, that's pretty much it for now, and I'm gonna try to write the program and I'm gonna test the program out. Okay, so here it is. Here's the program. As you can see, it's basically the same thing, and then what I have here is 10, 20, 30, and we want to remove 20, right? But before that, let's just print it out first. Yep, it should have 10, 20, 30. And then now when I remove the comment and put the value in, now it skips the 20 basically. Let's do with value 30. It should do the same thing, but this time with 10, 20, and then it points at null. Yep, and there it is. And let's put 10 as well, just because why not, you know? You know, it skips 10. Let's put in a different value, like 40, basically. Yeah, see, if it's a 40, you don't find it, then that means there is no value that was removed, basically. You can write it, obviously, like right, if value is like not, if nothing is found, basically, and you can't remove it, then it can just print out, hey, no value is found, or that value doesn't exist in the linked list. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna try to make another video on a different topic, but still linked list. Thanks.